Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, people. I'm your host, one of them anyway. Y'all know who I am, Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx. And I felt the need to come to you this Sunday morning in the wake of the biggest sports news. No, it's not Michigan beating Purdue. We knew that was going to happen. No, it's not TCU getting upset by Kansas State. That's not the biggest news. The biggest sports news of the morning, of the day, of the past 24 hours. It's not even the Gypsy King winning against another bum boxer. It's about Deion Sanders. Point blank, period. A sellout. I've debated it. I've determined if I would use that terminology referring to him. I wrote a post that mentioned, is he a sellout, or I can't help but feel that he's a sellout? Well, people, if I'm going to keep a spade, and damn it, I love the game of spades. He is the definition of the word sellout. And here's what's hurtful. I have been a primetime Deion Sanders fan since Florida State. Hell, I won a red suit 30 years later, still because of Deion Sanders when he showed up at the draft. I want to be able to do things and say I did it for my mama because of Deion Primetime Sanders. All that through him being a Cowboy, which if you follow me, you know me, I'm an Eagle fan. I couldn't stand him. I still love them because he's Deion fucking Sanders. And then we get a whiff in his news of him going to be the coach of Jackson State University. And we're like, oh, snap, y'all hear this? At first, people actually thought it was a lie. People actually thought it was a rumor. No one exactly really knew if this was real. And then we find out 3 years ago that this was real, that Deion Sanders does and has intended to sign and be the coach of Jackson State University. Now, I have said privately, which none of you guys know because that's what it's called, privately. I said, oh, this is all about nepotism from the beginning. His son's the quarterback. Let me go coach my son. Oh, you want my son? You're going to get me. I mean, he has that kind of power and that kind of pull. Listen, people, there's certain names in the world that we all live in, whether you want to live in yesteryear or you live in a current day society, that people are called by their nicknames more than their names. And he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. He's an influencer. We like prime time. He's cool. He's black. He's Southern. He does all these things. He checks all the boxes. Except for this one mistake he's made, people. And this isn't about the money. That's all I keep hearing. That's all I keep reading. I hear things like, well, would you not have taken the $5 million? I hear things like, what you thought he was going to do. This is what every coach does. Well, what I thought he was going to do, I take people at their word. There's a reason why there's certain people I can't stand in this world, and I tell my kids this almost on a weekly basis. If we don't have trust, we have nothing. And Deion Sanders led people to trust him because he came in like a politician. Tell me right here, right now, other than it being America, and this is being a sport, and I'm being facetious if I could say this, between him and Herschel Walker. Please tell me the difference. Oh, I know. One's being strung by puppets by white people, and the other one still is. But like racism is reconcealing it. And here's why I say that, prime time. I'm sorry, that's not your name no more. Your mama named you Deion. I'm going to call you Deion from this day forth. Because you sold a bid of goods, bad bill of goods to these kids, to this community, to the school, and to black people. And you used black people as a stepping stone to go to Colorado University. This man didn't leave for LSU. This man didn't leave for Auburn, which I still would have been on the same platform this morning if he'd have done those things. Here's the problem, people. He didn't come in like every other coach. I don't see Insert any coach say, oh, I'm the coach of Arizona University, and I'm going to bring prominence to this university. The problem is that too many people don't come to this university. Too many people don't care about this man's whole platform. Entire platform was we, us. See my skin? We got to be different. We got to do something different. We have to change the narrative of these universities. We have to let them know that we hold the power. That's what he said. This isn't about money. That's what he said. This is about prestige and relevancy. These are the words. These are the words he used. He used these words, not me. This is his words. Like a politician, I fell for them. Deion Sanders, formerly known as Primetime, said we need to uplift HBCUs, historically black universities, for those who don't know. This man didn't leave Jackson State for Grambling. He didn't leave it for Southern, FAMU, Virginia State, Norfolk, insert Blackcock Lincoln, insert any HBCU you want to insert. He didn't leave for those reasons. He didn't go to those schools. He said, we are the controlling of the narrative. We are the ones that will show America how we can do it, how we have the power. To show America we have the power. This man stood on a platform of using black people's name, saying HBCUs need us, got major recruits to leave their regular colleges to come to his school. And I don't want to hear the bullshit, people, okay, that, oh, they're going to go with them. And it's a better thing. He left the facility with money. He gave him a new facility. That's some good shit. But he's taking those. Y'all think for 1 second those boosters that gave that money to Jackson State University going to stay once he leaves? Oh, hell no. Deion's gone. The money's gone. And that's fine if he went to another historically black university to do the same thing for Jackson State that he did for Jackson State, but he didn't. And I don't want to hear money, coaching. Yes. My eyes are open now. I see this has all been a ruse to get himself a stepping stone to the NFL. 2 weeks ago, they talked about Auburn. He denied those claims. You turned down Auburn for Colorado? No, it's about the NFL. It's about nepotism. He came through to that university to get his son over, which he did, and he's left. He is no different than anybody else who have used the black community to get over. I have friends that don't agree with me. I got family members that don't agree with me. And I always told the line, because now we live in a society where how I'm speaking can be heard and be heard by other people. Back in the day when I started this thing 14 years ago, you couldn't talk this freely. But now I don't give a shit. Okay? Because actually seeing the responses of people who I call very close friends, seeing the response of people who I don't even know, don't even care about, who I even on my social media platform say things, you guys don't understand. This is about the words that he used, the things that he said had to change. What's changing? You've done the same thing. No offense to any of my white friends. I love you. This is not about you. Okay, it's about my community and how we were raised and how we were taught to think. I'm not saying that was all perfectly thinking, but what's in between you being from the hood, struggling all these years, having a black mama, having a black sister, having a black family, and you leave them for a white girl? Somebody tell me the difference. I don't want to hear from the brothers out here who will just think about their penises. Oh, but you got a fat ass. I don't want to hear that. It's the same thing. He comes from poverty, and the second he got rich, he goes to a white woman. Y'all heard that narrative for years. What's the difference here? He used the girlfriend, which is Jackson State University, to get the white girl, which is Colorado University. And he stood on the he stood on the back of black folks. He used the pain of black folks and the communities of what was going on in this nation. Hear what I'm saying, people? This is not about coaching. This is about him doing better for himself, as y'all want to quote and put there. And about himself. This man's name is Primetime. They don't call him Deion. They call him Primetime. There's a dance for this man. They don't call him Deion. He don't need nothing that you guys are saying he needs. And yeah, I know that dumbass saying, well, if I got $10 million and they're going to offer me $5 more million, that gives me a lot of more $1 million. I get that. At some point, the sentiment, this is coming from his mouth, not my mouth. I'm about the money. I didn't say I wasn't about the money. He said, it's not about the money. He said, I don't need the money. He said these things. Where have y'all been for 3 years as he said these things? Yes, he went to Jackson University. He did what he did. He brought him to a national contender. People know their name. Guess what, people? If I hear one more ignorant person tell me he gave Jackson State a name, you're a disgrace. Jackson State University was prominent before Deion Sanders and will be prominent after Deion Sanders because it's Jackson State University. Put some respect on their name. Same as Southern, same as any other HBCU, Norfolk, Virginia State. Shout out to my daughter who graduated from an HBCU. HBCU or bust. It's the bottom line. That's what he preached, not me, which I do preach that, by the way, but that's what he said. He said, we have to control the narrative. We have to show the establishment, the NCAA, that we don't have to go to Florida State. We don't have to go to Notre Dame. We don't have to go to Alabama. We can go to our schools by our people and bring prominence to them. He brought NFL players. He made a sham mockery of this whole thing and then bounced. It's not about him leaving Jackson State University. Again, I emphasize this by saying if he'd have left to go to any other HBCU, I would not be up here this morning as I'm getting ready for the Eagles to play football. On your Sunday mornings, you're getting ready to go praise him, your Lord and Savior. But I felt the need to go around the blocks. That's me, Mike Knoxxx. And wear my heart on my sleeve this morning and share this because it's frustrating to see the responses from Black Americans. You know what our biggest problem is, y'all? You already know it. I already told you what it is. It's us. We are our biggest problem. We are our biggest issues. The 50 Shades of Black is real. We are the only community that never stands with each other and never understand because all you ever see is money. It's not about money. I stayed at a job for 4 years because it made me feel good inside as a person. Because at some point, it's not about money. It's about longevity. It's about life. It's about how you feel as a person. This man told this university that he was going to be all these things. And no, I don't sound crazy. And if you want to put that, and I'll share it, Scotty, then you sound plumb fucking stupid. Plumb fucking stupid. Because this isn't about any coach that comes to a school and leaves for another school. This is about what this man said. This man said, I'm here to make a difference and change the culture of HBCUs. And you take that and you go from one HBCU to another. You invite other prominent Black coaches or players, former like yourself, to go to other HBCUs, and you bring them up because that's what you said. This isn't about him going for another job. So y'all all misunderstand what I'm saying because you don't hear anything but how I'm angry about the situation. Hear what I'm saying? This isn't about him just leaving to be a coach somewhere else. This is about his words. He came out. He said these things. He said on 60 Minutes. He said on Good Morning America. He said on Roland Martin. He said these things, not me. He said, we are here for us. We have to do better for us. That's what he said. And if y'all think 3 years is doing better for him, for us, 3 years, let's not forget Trayvon Martin. Let's not forget Miss Rice. Let's not forget how they still treat us. That's what the purpose of what he said. That was his platform, not mine. I don't preach on that platform. I preach on wrestling. That's what I do. But he came out and he said these things. He said these things. Point blank. Not me. Not me. He. Deion Sanders. No longer known. I'm calling him prime time. Now, I wouldn't burn his jersey if I still had one, by the way. I don't believe in wasting money. But he said these things, people, not me. Deion Sanders sold us out. And for every, and I mean this, take it to heart, talk to me later, talk to me tomorrow. I still love you if you don't love me back. For every Black person that doesn't think that he's a sellout, don't understand what's happening. He could have came to this university and he could have done anything he did other than what he did, and I wouldn't have had a single fucking problem with it. He said I'm not going nowhere. He said, we need to do this. He said, we need to control the narrative. And the first chance he got, he left. For Colorado? Come on, y'all. We got to do better than that. This is Mike Knoxxx. This has been Around the Bloxxx. Now go and join your church services, people, and your football. I'm out. Deion Sanders, sellout. End of this discussion.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer